Hello and welcome to the 116th episode of the gojenn podcast. I'm your hostess, gojenn, and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as gojenn, Gojenn. This is a podcast about yarn crafting, about my bullet journal, about camping, about life when you're not a spring chicken anymore, and how much fun you can have. So, welcome. If you're a new viewer, I hope you enjoy this. If you do, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications, and that's how you'll get an email every time I upload new content, which is every Sunday. Every now and then I'll have something special that I'll put up in the middle of the week, but most always my podcast comes out regularly on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, depends on how long it takes me to edit and upload and all that good stuff. So anyway, I hope you have had a good week since the last time I talked to you. I forgot something really big last time, so stay tuned for that. That's part of the crochet part. But I first want to talk to you a little bit about One Book July. I think this is the third year I have done One Book July. Previously, when I was in my traveler's notebook, it was more difficult to do a One Book July because I was used to having a notebook for my diary, a notebook for my planning, a notebook for crafting, a notebook for camping, for money matters, project planning, you name it. I would have 5 or 6 little notebooks in my traveler's notebook. And that's not how it is anymore. Because as of the 1st of June, I moved into this A5 size notebook. It is a Uni, UNNI notebook. I got it at Amazon. Wasn't very expensive. And mine is a grid. I like the grid pages. The dots, maybe it's because I'm old or what, I don't know. But I couldn't see the dots were too hard for me to see while I was journaling, so I never felt like I was staying on an even line because, oh, here's a dot. Is that a dot? I can't tell. So anyway, I really like the grid in my notebook. So I have set up my July pages for One Book July. First, I want to show you how I set up the month for June, okay? This is my June setup. You see my calendar here and my mood and habit tracker here. Okay. Then I have my craft tracker, and I was going to have a list of all the crafts that I did, but that was like duplication and triplication, is that a word, of my efforts. So for July, and I do have washi tape on the edges of the calendar pages because these are the main pages for June. For July, here we go. And I have washi tape on the edges of those pages so that when I open my journal, my book, my bullet journal, I will be able to see instantly where the month is. So I have my calendar here that hits the high spots, and I have combined my craft tracker and my mood tracker and habit tracker all in one. I think I'm going to really like that. It does make me happy. And last month I had used a sticker from the Bougeot Berry Paperie, and this month I didn't draw anything special, I just did the outline. And I'm going to fill in the little squares that are conveniently provided by the grid paper. So then after my 2 main July pages. I have one page that I have used to plan my crafting, and this is for my Harry Potter Knitting and Crochet House Cup and my Nerdopolis, and then just anything else that I want to make sure I include crafting wise, such as Stash Dash and everything like that. And then this is where I've got my podcast plans for today, and then I started journaling down below. And that's it for July. It makes me very happy. This is my first weekly for July, and I'm just using Saturday. Let's see, July started on Saturday, I'm sorry. So I've got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday because I'm off work those days. I'm having a long weekend. The company I work for is working on Monday, but I took a vacation day so that I didn't have to. I do want to show you some of the things that I've done, and now this doesn't have anything to do with One Book July or anything, but I wanted you to see these dots? That's watercolor, okay? And I just added some watercolor in after it was written. After the page was finished, if I had some empty space, like here and here, I just put in some watercolor. I am trying to increase my familiarity with watercolors and how to use them in my bullet journal. So you see here, I just put some green, and here just red and blue. And then I just wrote over it for my journal page. And here I took a pen and drew some little leaves and flowers. But that's just how I fill up empty spaces. Here I did a Zentangle that made me really happy. And I've been asked, when do you find time to do that? I always try to save time for journaling at the end of every day. So if I don't have that much to journal, then I will come ahead and maybe draw or doodle. Or if I don't feel like crafting, if I'm in between projects, I'll pick up my pens and doodle, or that kind of thing. If I'm on break at work and I don't have anything specific to do, I'll pull out my pens and do some doodling, do some Zentangling. So that is my journal, and for One Book July, that means everything is in this book. My life is in this book. I love it. I am so happy with it. I love this big size. Will I go back to my pocket size traveler's notebook? I don't know. No time soon, because I would love to see this book filled up. I love the feel, do you, of fresh, untouched pages, the beauty of all the possibility they hold. What's going to go there? What's going to go there? But I also love the feel of these pages that have been filled up with my life. I love it. That brings me so much pleasure. So that if you're just here for the bullet journal part, we're about to talk about yarn. And the first thing is something that I forgot to talk about last week. Those of you who follow me on Instagram probably saw that I had a volunteer day. At work, they pay us one day a year to volunteer and do something to help the community. And so I was with a group of other women from work, and we worked on mats for the homeless. They are made out of plastic bags, like the grocery bags and Target, Walmart, different stores. If you see this white with the red in it, that's Target bags. We have a Dollar General Fresh Market. This is their bags. This is Walmart. This is our Food Line, which is our grocery store. And then these others. And the way that this is done is you take a plastic bag, like a grocery bag, lay it out flat and get the wrinkles out of it, and then fold it in half with the handles at one end and the bottom of the bag at the other. Cut off the bottom, cut off the handles, and that will leave you a piece so big that is folded in the middle, so it's two thicknesses, and you cut through the bag across, not from the bottom to the top, but from the side to the side. Okay, you cut through in about 1.5 to 2-inch strips, and then when you're for the piece of bag that you have, and right now we're discarding the top and bottom, the handles and the bottom of the bag, because they're hard to work with, so we haven't been able to include them in our bags, but we hate sending them to the recycle bin. We're trying to use up as much as we can. So what you do, then you have these loops, and this is one loop, you see. And then you just go through and loop the bags together with a slip knot. I can't show you how to do that because I don't have any here, but it is really simple. There are a bunch of videos on YouTube of how to turn plastic bags into yarn or Plarn. Cuteness, huh? So definitely, if you're interested, it's a wonderful way to recycle, reuse these the bags. This mat is about 3 feet wide. It is, you start with a chain that's about 3 feet long, and then it's just single crochet. That's all it is. You need to use the biggest hook you can find, like a P hook or size Q. You want a really big hook because this is super, super bulky. I really enjoy doing this. I took this out to my mom's. We had her birthday, or she had her birthday lunch yesterday. So I was able to show her and my daughter and my sister and my cousin how this goes. One of the benefits of this, or some of the benefits of this, and like I said, these are supposed to be mats for the homeless, and this is all plastic bags, so it's very easy to clean. You just hose it off. That's it. If it does get wet, you can shake it dry. It's not like something that's made out of fabric that is going to stay wet and then get mildewed and moldy. Yuck. Something happens to it, you can spray it down with Lysol or bug spray or whatever, and then whoever is using it can just fold it up or whatever, you know, they want to do, put it in a backpack or however they're carrying their belongings, and then just use this. It's better than being on the ground and that kind of thing. Other uses for Plarn would be making a bag. Just crochet in a circle until you get a decent diameter, and then just come up the sides. That would be something you could use outside because it, like I say, you know, if it gets wet, no big deal. It just dries out. So I'm really happy to be doing that. I feel like I'm doing something useful. And I'm crocheting at the same time. So that was the, that's been not this past Monday, but the Monday before that, we got together, and we had our own little assembly line of people folding the bags and cutting the bags and then taking the loops and making them into the Plarn. And then there were several of us that were crocheting, and we crocheted for a full 8 hours. And we really did enjoy ourselves. We were able to laugh and talk while we crocheted. So I wanted to be sure I shared that with y'all. Okay, now to yarn, not Plarn, adventures. And last week, good day. Did you count how many times I said would have made a great drinking game, because I think I said enough to get you really drunk. Woof. I haven't worked that much on my 10 stitch Tunisian this past week. This is where I moved my project, or my progress keeper, and I've just been using this yarn. I did weave in all the ends except for this latest piece that I've just added, and so I've got this much more of this color to go down this side, but I love it. This is truly mindless. I can watch TV while I'm doing this, not just listen, because I think I've read somewhere that they said, how can you tell if you were crafting while you were watching some program, and it's like you binged 6 seasons worth, but you have no idea what anybody looks like. Because okay, and that's sometimes true, but anyway. And the bigger it gets, the less fluorescent that pink square is in the center, so that's good. And I'm loving it. These are minis that were given to me, so I'm just so thrilled. That is my 10 stitch Tunisian, and I'm continuing to work on that. Also, this is the only project that has a deadline, and that is July 23rd. This is my Metro kerchief, and I have told you that the pattern author is Yulia Chekevko. Oh, sorry. I have it a project page for it, and it is linked on my Ravelry project page. So I love this pattern. I love the texture. I'm sorry, the light is blowing out that color, making it look silly. But I hope you're able to see the texture. There's a row of slip stitches and then a row of double crochets in the back loop only. Well, the slip stitches are in the back loop only. Let me tell you, that's not easy. It's very tedious, and because you're going into a very, very small space. Okay, but I am very happy with this. It goes fairly quickly. I'm on my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is my 10th pattern repeat, and I believe there are 13 repeats that are increasing, and then I'll start decreasing for the other side. But this is due to be finished for the Harry Potter House Cup on July 23rd. So I need to really get working on this. It's not mindless, because you really have to pay attention, and I check my stitch count every row to make sure that I'm staying correct with that. And I also drink, everybody drink. Sorry. The other whip that I would like to work on this month is the sock. This is my sister's sock, and I haven't touched it, but just a maybe 5 rows since she tried it on, and we figured that that's a good place for the heel. I need to get back to working on this. It's driving me crazy knowing that I enjoy it, because I enjoy the stockinette stitch of knitting. I like stop saying me. I like using the DPNs to do the stockinette in the round. I enjoy seeing the pattern come out in this yarn, which is Peyton's Croy. We'll make it a drinking game, okay? Y'all can drink every time I say, oh. And that is everything that I have as a work in progress. Of course, July 1st, new prompts came out for the Harry Potter House Cup and for Nerdopolis. The two imaginary games that the games aren't imaginary, but the prizes are. Where we're encouraged to make something that will answer a prompt. I have gone through all of the challenges and planned what I'm going to be making. Blanket squares, granny squares. So I want to make a cozy for my earbuds. Have you seen people do that? Where they just go around, and I think knitters do an I-cord. Crocheters just do a single crochet around this cord. So we'll see if if I'll get those things done. Let me see my notes. Books. I've been reading The Leopard by Joe Nesbø, and the character is the Norwegian detective Harry Hole. I love him dearly. When I'm reading something else, I still wonder to myself, wonder what Harry's doing. Is he in trouble again? That man. So I enjoy those books so much. I highly recommend them. I believe the first in the series was The Bat. I can honestly say that every book has been better since the beginning. The Bat was good. Each one has gotten even better as the series has gone on. This last one had, you name it, it had it. Crazy killer, really weird murder tools, an avalanche. We're in Norway after all. And that helps in the summertime when you're reading about the snow being so deep. It makes you feel like, brr, I should go get my coat. But I have finished that this week. And when I finished that, I picked up The Hillbilly Elegy by J.D. Vance. And that is about his life in a family that started out in Kentucky, and they were very poor, and moved to Ohio to work in the steel plants. And then how things changed. Of course, big steel is gone, jobs are gone, families are dispersed, drugs and drug addiction and alcohol addiction much more prevalent. Just a wonderful story, and I have enjoyed that very much, and I'm almost finished. It's only 6 hours. I think my Harry Hole books are usually about 15 hours, so it's a much smaller book, but I love it. I really do. Of course, it's his memories, so it's totally different from a fictional detective in Norway. Both excellent books. On Kindle, I am still reading the book I Am Bob, I Am Legion. I don't know if I'm going to keep reading it or not. I can't decide. I have a hard time making myself actually pick up the Kindle and read versus listening to the other books on Audible, because I can listen while I'm at work as long as I'm doing, specific things that I I can listen and work at the same time, which is a good thing. So I don't know if I'm going to keep reading that. Do y'all watch? Y'all watch the Knit Girls with 3 R's? Leslie and Laura. I love them. And they're always talking about the Alana Andrews series. And I want to start that because I need another series, right? I believe it's urban fantasy, which I am interested in that. And so I have messaged Laura, and asked her where should I begin, because when I went to Amazon, I think there's like 5 or 6 series, and I can figure out which one is the first in the series, but which series should I start with? So I'm hoping she'll come back to that or answer in another podcast or something like that, because I do love my Knit Girls. Watching Netflix, I watched the TV show Blacklist with James Spader. Swoon. And I just watched all that they had on Netflix. I'm sure there's more, but I'm stuck until they release more on Netflix. Let's see. Next weekend, I'll be camping. I mentioned last week that we had made some reservations. We have 3 reservations, 2 in North Carolina state campgrounds and 1 in a private campground, also in North Carolina. We have decided one way to cut down on how much it costs is we're only going to go for Friday night and Saturday night. We last year went for a 3-day trip. All of these campgrounds are close to us, so it's not like we're going to have to drive 8 hours or whatever to get there. So I'm looking forward to it. Next weekend's campground we've never been to. It's highly recommended. So we'll just see. I don't know if we'll have a internet signal or anything like that. We'll just have to see. So next week I should have camping talk for you, and hopefully plenty of crafting, because I am off work today, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday is July 4th, Independence Day in the U.S. So it's also my mom's birthday, and so my mom, my daughter, and my sister will be running a 5K. My daughter's going to run a 10K race. What, you don't have enough to do? Run 6 miles for the fun of it. She had a great time on her camping trip. I got to catch up with her stories, and I'm so thankful she had so much fun. So until I see you next week, happy 4th of July, and I wish you nothing but love and laughter.